Happy Thursday, everybody. As we do every Thursday, we like to give everyone an update on what we can expect for the weather and what we can expect as we head into the weekend. It has been a very wet year so far here across North Georgia, and today, you know, it's kind of following the script. We've had a little bit of shower activity out there to start off our day today. We're going to have more shower activity this afternoon and possibly even a few thunderstorms. You can already see a little bit of that shower activity on the radar. Taking a look at the time lapse, you can tell those showers went through when they went through by the little bit of raindrops that hit the lens here. Watch the timeline. You see those showers right there after sunrise. Continuing on throughout the day, we've had a lot of cloud cover to stick around. And yes, a little bit of brief showers here and there. Not necessarily as heavy as what we had this morning, but we are going to have that possibility again for some heavier showers and even a few rumbles of thunder this afternoon, with even the chance for maybe a brief severe storm. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. First of all, let's see what we have outside as of 2:30 p.m. on Thursday. Of course, we do these updates live at 2:30 p.m. every Thursday, but you may be watching it at a later time. We continue to have the updates stay up all throughout the week. That way you can get an idea on what's going on for the weekend, next week. We got a lot to talk about, with even the chance for maybe a little bit of a wintry mix there as we head throughout the day on Sunday for some, not everybody. We're going to be talking more about that here in just a moment. Looking out towards the airport, no delays out there. Everything moving smoothly as of 2:30 on Thursday. Looking out towards the Rome area, you see very wet conditions, a lot of raindrops on the lens. And then looking out towards Georgia 400 at I-285 Northside Hospital, you see the clouds. And then you see more of the clouds as we look out towards the downtown area. A lot of shower activity out there expected as we head throughout the afternoon. Again, we already see some of those showers up towards Rome. Taking a wider look out across the southeast, you can see some of those showers, especially down to our south, impacting areas closer on towards Columbus, Georgia, stretching on towards Auburn, Alabama. And that's continuing to shift east through Albany, Georgia, Macon, Augusta, and eventually it's going to impact more of South and Middle Georgia. So it's been a lot of rainfall so far this year. I talked about it a moment ago. We should be at about 5.84 inches as of this time of year, but we have already had more than 8 inches of rainfall, and we are just going to be adding to that. You're going to see that in just a moment. Before we talk more about that, we want to talk a little bit about the chance for some strong storms for Thursday afternoon. It's a very low risk, a level 1 out of 5, where we may have a little bit of damaging wind with a strong storm or two as we head throughout this afternoon. So what's the timeline for that? Let's go ahead and look at it. Forecast track shows us by the time we get to about 5 p.m., look up towards the Marietta, Canton area. Those reds and oranges starting to show up, really isolated showers and storms. Not even everyone's going to see rain, but know that you will have that chance, and a storm or two could be strong. Again, damaging wind would be the main threat. Getting towards 6:30 a.m., it's all out of here. But I want to rewind just a little bit. This is as of about 9 p.m. You see some of those showers and storms towards Peachtree City, Covington, Athens, then up through Edenton and Thomaston by midnight, and then it's out of here by the time we get to around 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's going to be the time frame for when we may have some stronger winds. It's a very low severe weather threat. I think it would be the low end on damaging winds if we did end up having any damaging winds, but it's still something to stay informed on, something important to keep an eye out for. And again, not expecting any big issues, widespread severe weather. It would be very isolated if that does happen. We'll continue to watch that right here at 11 Alive for you. Looking at the forecast track for Friday, notice that by the time we head throughout 2:30 p.m., seeing some more showers, mainly southeast of the metro. And then we move into this weekend and know the rain's not going to be done. Saturday, southeast of the metro again, maybe a little bit of shower activity. That builds up closer onto our region as we head into the afternoon. Atlanta picking up on more chances for rain. And yes, even into Sunday, going to have that chance for rain. I know a few days ago you may have been looking at it and seeing that it was expected to be drier. The forecast has changed a little bit, and it's expected to now be a little bit more damp as we head throughout the weekend, unfortunately. Saturday, 7 a.m., there's the shower activity out there. We're taking a look at the European model because the European model tends to handle wintry weather a little bit better, and you're about to see why I would say that. We have a chance for a little bit of wintry weather here as we head throughout the day on Sunday. This is Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. I think that it would mainly be into the far North Georgia mountains, but a few flurries could even be possible around the Marietta into Cobb County area, maybe even as far south as the Atlanta metro. And then it gets out of here as we head throughout the afternoon on Sunday. By 4:30 p.m., still some lingering showers, and then it's out of here. So I think a majority of areas along I-20 and south are going to see plain rain. And I think that a majority of the metro will see plain rain. But we may see a few flurries and maybe a couple snowflakes, some very wet snowflakes, by the way, trying to mix in. And anything that does come down, it would melt very fast. You're going to see in the temperatures why I would say that. So by the time we get to 8 a.m. on Monday, it's all out of here. We're not done with the rain, though. By the time we head into Tuesday evening and into Wednesday, yes, more showers. That wet pattern that we've been dealing with all year, it doesn't go away. So let's take a look at some of the snowfall forecast, or not forecast, rather this is the model comparison between the GFS and European. I would expect that both of these models are going way too high. I think the GFS model, which does not typically handle wintry weather as well, is definitely way too aggressive on this system. The European model, which is what we just looked at, tries to show a little bit more snow, but I don't think temperatures are going to be cold enough at the surface for really much in the way of accumulation like what it's trying to show. Something that I do think is more likely, you see far north Georgia up towards Blairsville, I think that some communities there closer to the Tennessee-North Carolina border are more likely to end up with a few accumulations. But I think both models in this situation, you're going to see them out there on social media. That's why I want to show them to you now. I think they're both a little too aggressive on these snowfall totals. So I would expect it to be much less, if any even, were to occur. Because the temperatures, they're also going to be a little too warm. Take a look at Sunday morning. 38 degrees is our low, 36 as we head throughout the day there on Monday, starting off the day. And look at our afternoon highs. High temperatures are expected to be in the 50s. So if we get anything in the way of snow that comes down on the surface, it's going to melt pretty fast. 53 degrees there on Saturday, 55 on Sunday. Of course, we've had a few days here where we've had 60s and 70s for highs. We hit the 70s yesterday. That allows for the ground to be a little bit warmer and even stay a little bit warmer there as we head into this weekend. So it's something that is going to be an evolving forecast. We're going to be talking about it over the next few days. Make sure you stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb will be on each evening giving you an update on what the latest models are showing and what our thinking is for this system, our forecast each day. And then, of course, we're going to have updates all throughout the weekend from meteorologist Melissa Nord, meteorologist Nicole Hartford, and then we also have, of course, meteorologist Chesley McNeil that's going to be in on Friday morning, and he's going to be giving us another update on that as well before the weekend even gets here. Be sure to stay with us. We're going to keep you updated on all of that. But I want to start to move on into the rain chances. You know, we've talked about how much rain we've had and how it's not really going to go away by much. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to get a little bit of a dry spell in here, but again, we have a lot of rain chances in that 7-day forecast. So how much is that going to amount to? We're talking anywhere from about really 2 to 4 inches of rain over the next 7 days, a ton of rainfall that we don't need. Thankfully, it's not looking like flooding will be much of a concern. It's just we don't need any more rainfall considering we're at so much of a surplus right now. Looking further down to our south, while we don't have any drought conditions, the latest drought monitor comes out every Thursday. We have moderate drought there in South Georgia, closer on towards Valdosta, stretching on over towards Brunswick and close to the Savannah area. They have a little bit of drought there, but that is likely going to improve after the rainfall that we get this next week for them. And of course, we're not in drought here in North Georgia and not expecting any issues like that. Our temperatures, they've been above average for a majority of the year. January was very warm. This February has been very warm. Notice that we only had Thursday through Saturday that brought up below average high temperatures. We're going to have a couple days in here that have below average high temperatures, like Saturday and Sunday, where we have that possibility of a wintry mix. Moving into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, though, look at those temperatures really rebound. We're going to have highs in the 60s each day, lows in the 30s to 40s, well above average this time of year. We should be in the mid to upper 50s this time of year for highs. That's going to be around average. The rain chances, again, Thursday through Sunday, staying fairly high. Again, maybe a little bit of a wintry mix there Saturday night into Sunday, mainly into the North Georgia mountains. And then we make our way into Monday. That's going to be when we have temperatures rising into the 60s for highs. And then Wednesday bringing another chance for a little bit of rainfall. Let's look at the 8 to 14 day rainfall outlook, showing us that we are going to be having some above average rain possible as we head into the end of the month of February. So we're starting to look at the beginning of the end of the month, I guess you could say. That 8 to 14 day outlook shows that we still have above average rainfall that's going to be possible through there, and then above average temperatures. So that trend that we've had all year so far, pretty much, where we've trended with the above average temperatures and the above average rainfall, that's going to continue looking like as we head into the early part of the end of February. So just kind of locked into this pattern. It doesn't look like it's going to be changing much anytime soon. Of course, that doesn't mean we're going to be warm the entire time. There will still be spurts of cooler air, but the trend will be for warmer conditions and also for wetter conditions. And again, that doesn't mean it's going to rain each day either. It just means that we are wetter than average. Looking at the weekend getaways, if you're planning a trip this weekend, it's looking pretty damp and pretty not so nice across the region. Better for indoor activities as we head throughout this weekend, wherever you may be headed to with those weekend getaways across the southeast. But, I'd be willing to bet they get a little bit of snow up there into Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So if you're headed up towards maybe the Tennessee high elevations or North Carolina higher elevations, maybe you're headed closer to Asheville even, it's looking like it will be beautiful up there if you're wanting to go check out a little bit of that snowfall. So that would be really nice as well. So temperatures will be above freezing though for each afternoon, no matter where you're headed to. Notice 40 degrees even for the high there in Gatlinburg on Sunday, and on Monday, everyone hitting the 50s and 60s, and we all get a little more sunshine. That's going to be nice to see. Looking at the Peach State outlook, if you're traveling across Georgia over the next 3 days, for tomorrow, rain for Saturday, rain for Sunday. Again, just like what we have here in Atlanta, it's going to be a system that's impacting the whole state. And then your Georgia State Park forecast for Friday. A lot of rain in the forecast. Again, we're just kind of locked in this pattern. But with rainfall, the waterfalls are beautiful. That's the good news. So Amicalola Falls should be nice. Cloudland Canyon has some beautiful waterfalls. Tallulah Gorge, looking out towards Skidaway Island, probably not the best time to be going out to the beach, just because it will be a little gross outside with all the cloud cover. But still could be a beautiful trip out there. And then, of course, you could head on over towards Sweetwater Creek, which is a little bit closer towards the metro Atlanta area. So I want to bring back up the 7-day forecast again. Remember, the wintry mix is going to be possible Saturday night. We're going to continue to have updates on this all throughout the day, each day. And you can also get those updates on the 11 Alive app. I wanted to show this again. Download that 11 Alive app to your phone. We send updates on it all day, every day, and you can take a look at the radar, take a look at the forecast whenever you're on the go, updated by our meteorologists right here at 11 Alive. We keep this updated. You can watch the newscast live there at the bottom of the banner. You see that Watch Live tab. You could watch updates like this one or our newscast, and then you could also download the Roku and Fire TV app. That's going to be where we put out extra information, things like what you're seeing right now. You can watch long-form updates, long-form stories, and a little bit more about things that you may be interested in right there through the 11 Alive Plus app. Be sure to download that through the Roku and Fire TV, and then, of course, download the app to your phone so you can stay updated whenever you're on the go. So I'm going to bring back up the 7-day forecast for everyone. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. Remember to stay updated on the forecast. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb is going to be in each evening to keep you updated on that. And then, of course, Meteorologist Chesley McNeil up in the mornings, keeping you updated on that forecast, helping you plan your day. Meteorologist Melissa Nord and then Nicole Hartford will be in this weekend to keep everyone updated on that wintry mix possibility. Of course, we'll cover everything anytime in between right here at 11 Alive. Have a great weekend, and remember to stay updated on the forecast.